Good evening. If you'll please remain standing, we will have the posting of the colors. We will have Civil Air Patrol Cadet Senior Airman Sean Price and Civil Air Patrol Cadet Chief Master Sergeant Elizabeth Moody.
Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. I'd like to welcome everyone to our third graduating class of the Early College of Forsyth, the class of 2014. It is going to be a great night tonight. We have many awards for the students, and we're recognizing all the students in different ways. I'd like to start with our first award from the Delta Sigma Theta sorority. If I can have the representative. Sorry, I thought she was here. We're going to skip that one. We're going to go down. I apologize. I thought I had her checked off that she was here. Okay, if we could start with our senior biographies, I'd like to introduce Diane Morrow, who is an English teacher at the Early College of Forsyth.
Good evening, graduates. And almost graduates, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Okay. I have the pleasure of 6 beautiful young ladies this evening. What I'm going to ask you to do, and we'll do this for all the senior biographies, is please stand when I say your name. I'll read your biography, and then you can sit back down, okay? The first one is Simone Barmore. Simone, a National Honor Society member, has participated in campus cleanup here at ECF, been a Bell Program volunteer, and describes her experience at ECF as like being part of an extended family. She plans to go on to a 4-year university. She'd like to thank God first, her parents for telling her she can do anything, her best friend Daisha, her grandmother for believing in her, and her little brother for being the best loving brother a girl could ask for. Finally, she'd like to thank the awesome teachers and staff here at ECF. Thank you, Simone. Next is Zakiah Carter. I think what we'll do is just clap after they go. Okay, thank you. Zakaya, a National Honor Society member, has been a junior marshal and a co-founder of Simply Service. She plans to attend UNC Chapel Hill and then go on for a master's degree and then travel the world. She'd like to thank her mother for supporting and encouraging her in everything, her ECF teachers for making everything happen, her youth pastor for being consistently encouraging, her family, and God, without whom she would be lost. Thank you, Zakaya. Michaela Kraft. Michaela Kraft, a National Honor Society member, plans to attend UNC Wilmington and double major in film and computer science. She would like to thank her family and all the teachers and staff at Early College for putting up with her. I can say for my part that it has been more than a pleasure to put up with Michaela. Thank you, Michaela. Destiny McCown. Destiny has been on the President's List twice for a 4.0 GPA and has been a Poetry Out Loud finalist. She's appreciative of the lifelong friendships she's made at ECF and the way it's prepared her for her future. She plans to attend Salem College. She'd like to thank her mom, her dad, and her boyfriend for supporting her, and her friends for always being there for her. Thank you, Destiny. Monica Shee. Monica. Monica, a National Honor Society member, has been on the Dean's List the past 2 years. She's grown very close to her classmates and teachers here and feels like it's become a family. She'd like to thank her best friend Sierra for always supporting her and her group of friends for making high school so enjoyable. She'd like to thank her parents for pushing her to work harder and for being proud no matter what, and her teachers for being so cool, and in a way being more than teachers. Thank you, Monica. Daisha Stafford. Is Daisha here? I'm going to read Daisha Stafford's senior biography anyways. All right. Daisha has been a proud member of the drama and poetry clubs here at ECF, along with being a member of the Young Women's Ensemble of the Winston-Salem Youth Chorus. She plans to attend Catawba College, and her dream is to perform on Broadway. She'd like to thank God first, her mother and father, her grandmother, also Marlene, Niola, Nicole, and Mrs. Sterling. She'd like to thank her friends Simone, Jasmine, and Tatiana, and all the teachers and staff, especially Mrs. Cook for being the best principal a school could have, and Mr. Green for believing in her even when she didn't believe in herself.
I'd like to invite up Jasmine Brailsford, this SGA Forsyth Tech President with an Outstanding Community Service Award.
Good evening. My name is Jasmine Brusford, and I am here to present the Outstanding Community Service Award. This award is presented to someone who has performed exemplary community service, made significant contributions to enhance the quality of life in their community, and has demonstrated responsibility to his or her community. It has been a joy working closely with this student in SGA, and I will surely miss her smiles and grand ideas. I wish you the best in your college career, and I am honored to announce this year's recipient as Ms. Brianna Thomas.
We now have Peter Pfeiffer, the North Carolina State University representative presenting the North Carolina State Park Scholarship.
Those stairs are hard to negotiate. We hope for the best. Greetings, students, teachers, parents, and friends. My name is Peter Pfeiffer. I'm a volunteer interviewer for the Park Scholars. I've done volunteer interviewing for the last 12 years or so for the Park Scholars for North Carolina State. I'll first recognize the senior class. Congratulations on your upcoming graduation. Teachers, staff, and parents, I commend you for the support that you have given these particular students here today. The ceremony is a testament to your dedication. I'm delighted, more than delighted, here today to recognize Danielle Elizabeth Winter for her exceptional achievement in being selected as a Park Scholar at NC State. Danny, would you please join me up here? The Park Scholar was established at NC State in 1996. It was established by a generous gift from a man named Roy Park, who had died about 3 years before that from Ithaca, New York. Roy Park was a very rich man that donated, or actually his foundation donated the money to establish the Park Scholarships at NC State. Mr. Park, incidentally, was from Dobson, North Carolina, and obviously went to North Carolina State. Dobson, for those of you who do or don't know, is up in Surrey County, southwest of Mount Airy. So it's a pretty local guy that made good. His widow is alive today at 101 years old in Ithaca, New York. But a very interesting man, to say the least, and he donated this money for the Park Scholars. The Park Scholarship is a 4-year award worth roughly $92,000 for North Carolina residents and $149,000 for out-of-state students. The award includes an academic stipend and the purchase of a personal computer. Danny is one of 41 students chosen this year to receive the Park Scholarship out of nearly 1,700 applicants. I can tell you that this is a very select group of people. The criteria is scholarship, leadership, service, and character, and we balance them all so that I know that Danny is obviously an excellent student, but she also has those other attributes. Park Scholars are leaders who are actively involved in their communities. For example, in February, in Raleigh, the organized 10th anniversary of the Krispy Kreme Challenge raised $200,000 for North Carolina Children's Hospital. Since this charity was founded in 2004, it has raised roughly $750,000 for the Children's Hospital. Let me tell you something about the Krispy Kreme Challenge, just for your interest. They start out, it's a 5K run. They start out at the campus of NC State and they run downtown to the Capitol building, the old Capitol building, where they have these tables set up. Each one of the runners to qualify has to eat a dozen donuts after that 2.5 mile run, and then run back to the finish line 2.5 to finish the race. It's really fascinating. Over the past 18 years, parks have earned prestigious national awards, including Marshall, Mitchell, Truman, Goldwater, Fulbright, Udall, Rotary scholarships, and as well as National Science Foundation scholarships. You can tell Parks are motivated, bright, young people who are making a difference. NC State is proud of you. I am proud of you. I had the opportunity to interview Danny, so we kind of, I know her better than she knows me, but anyway, I'm very, very pleased to present the Park Scholarship to Danny Winter. Let me read this. I'll just read part of it. I'll just read a little bit of this. It says, this writing certifies that Danielle Elizabeth Winter has been awarded a Park Scholarship for the class of 2018 to North Carolina State University in recognition of extraordinary scholastic achievement, leadership, civic engagement, and character, as well as potential to make a lasting contribution to society. And that's what we're looking for. So congratulations. Yeah. Let me give you this too. This is just my personal thing to you. It's a Park pen.
We will now have our National Honor Society sponsor, Stephanie Smith, with the recognition of National Honor Society graduates.
Good evening. The National Honor Society recognizes students with high GPAs who perform regular community service, hold leadership positions, and exhibit strong character. Will our National Honor Society members please rise? Please come forth when your name is called to receive your honor cords to wear at graduation tomorrow. Asha Allenby. Katie Armstrong. Simone Barmore. Sierra Bertine. Taylor Broach. Zakiah Carter. Maria Catariano. Asia Cattrall. Daniela Cerrone. Michaela Kraft. Militia Garrison. Shadia Garrison. Tatiana Green. Matt Hewitt. Trenton Lambeth. Jesse Larned. Annie Maya. Francis O'Boyle. Katarina O'Neill. Jayla Sanders. Monica Shee. Tatiana Telez. Brianna Thomas. Angie Sam Turner. Danny Winter. And Becca Yoder. Thank you, guys. All right. Oh, you're all so beautiful. Ugh. Okay. I also have some senior biographies to share. First, I have Damian Capps. 안녕하세요. Damian Capps is a U.S. Open National gold medalist in Taekwondo, an American Taekwondo United International Championship medalist, and both coach and captain of Tiger Kim's international award-winning demo team. More than an athlete, Damian is also a Crosby Scholar who boasts a GPA of 4.08. A true Renaissance man, he is attending the University of North Carolina at Wilmington to pursue his love of filmmaking. Damian says, "I have made friends, become independent, and learned how to be a college student." He would like to thank his mom and grandparents for their emotional and financial support, as they are the reason he stands here proudly today. 감사합니다. Briida Riddick. Bree is graduating with a 3.7 GPA, has been on Dean's List, and is a Crosby Scholar. She is also Carver High School's marching band dance team captain. Outside of school, Bree works at the Hawthorne Pharmacy to prepare for her future in medicine. She will be attending North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University and participate in the RISE pre-matriculation program this summer for biomedical science students. Bree has enjoyed the open, diverse environments of early college. She thanks her parents for their advice, hugs, and help every step of the way. Bree shares this quote from Psalm 27. "The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid?" Jarrett McDavitt. Oh, Jarrett. Jarrett is proud to have made Dean's List at Forsyth Tech. To pursue his passion for flying, he will attend Broward College in Florida to earn his professional pilot technology associate in science. He appreciates the freedom, great teachers, and good friends at ECF. Jarrett thanks his parents for helping him pursue and achieve his goals, Mrs. Cook for keeping him in line, and his teachers for preparing him for life beyond high school. Luke Sparks. Luke. Luke thanks his parents, Mrs. Cook for not kicking him out after his freshman year, and his two friends. You clearly have more than that. Anyway, he shares this quote from The Outsiders: "Stay gold, pony boy." And also, if you live in Kernersville or around Kernersville, Luke is an entrepreneur and would like to mow your lawn. Thank you. Shakar Akaretti. Shakar is proud of his 3.4 GPA, participating in the Quiz Bowl 12 competition and making Dean's List. He also volunteers with Wake Forest Baptist Health. Shakar will be attending the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. He appreciates the college education, welcoming environment, and good people at ECF. Shakar thanks his parents for supporting him and giving him advice. Finally, he shares these words of wisdom. Giving up gets you nowhere, but trying at least gives you a chance. Brooke Davis. Brooke's good grades have earned her spots on the Dean's List and President's List. She is also a Crosby Scholar. Brooke will attend Pennsylvania State University this fall. She is grateful for the opportunities ECF has made possible for her with college, as well as the lifelong friendships she has made. Brooke thanks her mom, friends, and teachers for supporting her with all her decisions. She leaves us with these words of wisdom. Life isn't about how popular you are or who you know. Life is about always being true to who you are and what you believe in. Never let anyone convince you that your way or their way is better than your way. Joshua Vega. Josh performed in drama club, earned acknowledgments on the Dean's List, and qualified for the state competition in wrestling. This fall, he is attending the University of North Carolina at Greensboro to study biology. He plans to pursue his master's. He thanks Mrs. Presley for her academic and social guidance, Mr. Juan Savage for his continuous moral support, and Mrs. Smith for helping him find the good in the little things in life. Te amo, mi hijo.
Good evening, everyone. Hello again to you guys. You guys clean up nice. Good job, good job. I'm Christina Martin. I'm an admissions counselor at Salem College, and I'm here on behalf of Salem College to present the Salem Sister Scholarship to two outstanding young women in this senior class. The Sister Scholarship recognizes students who demonstrate outstanding achievement in service to others. Both of these scholarships are worth over $55,000 over their 4 years at Salem. We are proud to welcome Asia Cottrell and Desi McCown to the Salem community. Congratulations, ladies.
I'd like to introduce Lisa W. Smith from the Delta Sigma Theta sorority, and she is alumni of the Winston-Salem chapter.
Good evening. I apologize for my tardiness as I had to make my way from Greensboro today. But to the students, parents, teachers, and to the graduating class of 2014, again, I say good evening. I am Lisa W. Smith, and I'm the president of the Winston-Salem Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. And it is a pleasure for me to be here with you to present our 2014 Educational Scholarship Award. Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated was founded on the campus of Howard University on January 13, 1913 by 22 college women. Our sorority's focus is carried out through 5 of our 5 programmatic thrusts, which are economic development, educational development, international awareness and involvement, physical and mental health, and political awareness and involvement. Our sorority's biennial theme is uncompromising commitment to communities, service, leadership, empowerment. This evening, our chapter is upholding this commitment through continuing to encourage and support educational development in our community. The recipient of our award tonight is truly an outstanding student socially and academically. She's also driven as well as determined. She is very active in her community through her volunteer work, and through her volunteer work, she's already given back to the community. On behalf of the members of the Winston-Salem Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, I am proud to award our 2014 Educational Scholarship Award of $2,000 to Ms. Zakia Carter. We wish you well as you continue to strive and achieve for academic excellence in the pursuit of your education. Again, congratulations.
You're welcome. I'd now like to introduce Joseph Baker, who's from Winston-Salem State University, and he is presenting the Math Science Educational Network Award.
It's been a long day. It's been. I live in Durham, North Carolina, and I drive here every day, and it's been a long day. As she stated, my name is Joseph Baker. I am the pre-college coordinator for the North Carolina Math Science Educational Network program at Winston-Salem State University. It's a program designed to encourage middle and high school students to consider STEM majors once they enter into college. The program has been around for about 27 years. It's a state-funded program. I'm actually a product of this program back in 1989, and it actually encouraged me to go off and get my undergraduate degree in biology and a master's in molecular biology. Unfortunately, though, I'm in the math department at Winston-Salem State University. But it is my greatest pleasure to present this award. And I'm going to ask her to come up now because I want her standing beside me when I'm giving this award. Miss Jana Bailey, come on up, Lima. First, just a little history to the parents who may not know Jana. Jana has been in the program since the 6th grade. So that's 7 years in our program. She's won numerous awards and medals during our MSEN Day event, which is an event designed where all the MSEN programs from every site, which includes NC State, Elizabeth City State, Fayetteville State, UNC Charlotte, and of course Winston-Salem State, we all get together and compete academically. I call it Academic March Madness, even though it's in April. Anyway, we'll work on that title. But Jana has competed in areas from calculus to Quiz Bowl, and she's such an awesome young lady. You know, I think this year it was the last minute thing. I called her up and said, Jana, I need you for our Quiz Bowl team. And sure enough, she got herself together and came on down. Jana plans to attend, well, I guess I won't give out the university that she's going to attend, but we're very upset that we couldn't inspire her to come to Winston-Salem State University. She's about to start the next chapter of what's turning out to be a very awesome book. And so among the things that we have in here are plaques and certificates, but I want to actually give you this award. It is an MSEN medal. And let me tell you, for those of you who never heard of MSEN, at Winston-Salem State, we're a big family. And I'm all up in, that's right, English teachers, I said I'm all up in my students' academic business. From the moment I met Jana, because I came here about 3 years ago, the first thing I asked my students, okay, well, what do you plan to do in life? What are your aspirations? Where are you going to college? And Jana told me UCLA. And I'm not her parent, but I told her, yeah, you're not going way out there. I'm not letting you go way out there. Are you crazy? You know. And of course, she narrowed it down and decided to stay here on the East Coast. We're very, very proud of Jana. Both she and her sisters are graduates of our program. So Jana, I present this award of completion of the North Carolina MSEN program. Now, I'm charging you with graduating, going off. I think you're going to be majoring in environmental science. More than likely, you're going to get your PhD, I have no doubt. But you had better come back to Big Bad Winston-Salem State University and inspire the upcoming youth, okay?
We'll now have Kristen O'Leary, the YWCA Vice President of Supportive Services and Human Resources, presenting the Women of Vision Award.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Kristen O'Leary, and I am the Vice President of Supportive Services and Human Resources for the YWCA here in Winston-Salem. And each year, we hold a Women of Vision Awards Luncheon event recognizing women in Forsyth County who are making a difference in the lives of others. This event recognizes extraordinary women who have harnessed their knowledge, creativity, and leadership for the betterment of the community. All are unique in background and pursuits, but alike in their talent to lead and embrace the spirit of goodwill. Each year at the luncheon, we honor one student who displays leadership in her community as well as academically. Our recipient of the Women of Vision Student Leadership Award this year is Danielle Winter. Congratulations, Danielle. Danielle is an active member in her school community. She created Simply Service, a club that facilitates other students' service in the community, hosting food drives and soda tab campaigns for local charities. Danielle has participated with the yearbook committee and glee club, served as head planner for the school's multicultural fair, and as a student ambassador. Danielle's community service includes volunteering with children, youth, and college ministries at Clemens United Methodist Church. Danielle's establishing her own nonprofit, Sisters to Stop Traffic, utilizing social media to raise funds and awareness for human trafficking. Danielle has maintained a 4.0 GPA in both high school and college courses. Since her sophomore year, she's been on Forsyth Technical Community College's President's Honor List, inducted into National Honor Society, Phi Theta Kappa, the International Honor Society for Community Colleges, and remained a Crosby Scholar. I'm tired just hearing that. In her junior year, she served as a junior marshal for early college of Forsyth and a marshal for Forsyth Technical Community College's President's Student Story of Success, and received a Discus Award for the all-around high school student for her academic and extracurricular achievements, and was recognized by the National Merit Scholar Corporation. Danielle played on the varsity soccer team for 3 years. At R.J. Reynolds High School, Danielle ran on the varsity cross-country team and served as captain of the cross-country team, receiving the Coach's Award for her leadership. Danielle graduated from a summer biotechnology program, received the Sidney Lanier Student Writing Award for her Southern Literature short story, and served as a Yadkin Valley Youth Lay delegatee for the United Methodist Western North Carolina Conference. Danielle will attend NC State University in the fall, studying environmental and biological engineering with an environmental engineering concentration. And we will be presenting Danielle with a $500 scholarship along with her Women of Vision Award on the 22nd of May at the award ceremony. So I'm not going to spoil her surprise on this evening, but I would like to congratulate her, and don't know how she has any time for anything else, but congratulations.
We will now have the recognition of our Crosby Scholars. Candace Shaw will be our Crosby Scholar representative.
Good evening. My name is Candace Shaw, and I'm one of the senior advisors at Crosby Scholars. On behalf of the Crosby Scholar Program, I would like to congratulate the 43 seniors of Early College of Forsyth who successfully completed the Crosby Scholars Program this school year. Several of these students qualified and were recognized as a Crosby Scholars Executive Directors Award recipient. These students completed the Crosby Scholars Program 7 consecutive years, uninterrupted from the 6th grade. They will receive the Executive Director's Book Scholarship and have a team play for them at the Crosby Scholars Invitational Golf Tournament later this month. Executive Directors Award winners, when I call your name, please stand and remain standing as I read all names. And please hold your applause until the end. Jana Bailey, Zakiah Carter, Courtney Gray, Tatiana Green, Matthew Hewitt, Raya Phibbs, Breida Riddick. And you all can be seated. To graduate as a Crosby Scholar, students have to complete the program a minimum of 3 consecutive years in high school without interruption. All seniors were recognized at a reception held in their honor on May 1st. They are eligible to apply for a $1,200 last dollar grant from the Crosby Scholars Program, which is renewable for 4 years of college. Please join the Executive Director Award winners and stand and remain standing when I call your name. Again, please hold your applause, and if I mess up any names, I do apologize. Shakar Akaretti, Katie Armstrong, Marjorie Barmore, Carla Beltran, Taylor Broach, Damian Capps, Maria Castellano Bartet, Aisha Cottrell, Daniela Saran, Michaela Kraft, Caitlin Creason, Brooke Davis, Melisha Garrison, Shadia Garrison, Estella Gomez, Alexander Green, Mitchell Harris Jr., Leslie Howell, Adam Kent, Alexandria Klupp, Trenton Lambeth, Jessica Lammett, Katie McKnight, Elizabeth Moody, Jasmine Morgan, Francis O'Boyle, Katarina O'Neill, Adeline Roman, Jayla Sanders, Monica Shee, Tatiana Tellez, Brianna Thomas, Samuel Turner, Joshua Vega, Danielle Winter, and Rebecca Yoder. Congratulations, and you may be seated. And I would just like to say thank you and congratulations to the class of 2014.
We now have Martha Jones of the American Legion Post 220 with the North Carolina Girls State.
Good evening. It's a pleasure to stand in the midst of all of these wonderful, wonderful students. And when you excel in all of these areas, you have done well. I am Martha G. Jones, the Girls State Chairperson of the American Legion Auxiliary Post 220 Commission. And when you look on any application and say, I have attended Girls State, it is most impressive. And why is it most impressive? Because the students that are recruited have to have a certain criteria. They have to be academically in the top 10 of their classes, exemplify citizenship, leadership, morals, good character, community service, and just be an overall model for the students in their classes. These girls come from the junior class, which means that you have to be a rising senior to attend Girls State. They have a week of nothing but the state government. They have elections for the senators, and anyone that runs is noted to go to Washington, D.C. to attend the Girls State Nation. So you must be a very, very good person to compete among 250 girls, all girls. We do have Boys State, but it's all boys. So, in fact, it keeps the students in compliance with just thinking about me and not the boys. And that's what we try to do, to keep their attention focused on what they are to learn for that week. And it's so very exciting. And Jana Jolene Bailey comes from a family of Girl Staters. Her mother, Dr. Valerie Bailey, where are you? Her aunt, Cynthia Bailey, Rory Kane, and last year, Jillian Bailey. Where are you? I can't see you. Well, since she is attending college now, she's got very important. So we'll excuse her for not being able to stand and be recognized. But we do appreciate her family, her grandparents, the Rorys. You see, Jana has a lot of support, and that's why she has done so well with all of the awards that she has accomplished tonight. Her grandparents, the Rorys, can you stand? Okay, that's very good, very good, very good. Any time that you have your family support, you are automatically going to do well. And we do appreciate that support. And you know, we've been there for you all of the time. And would you come forth, Jana Bailey? While you were at Girls State, you served as the revenue director. And we know what the revenue director does. Takes care of the money, collects the money, and lets you know if you owe any money. And it is set up just like the state government. And of course, when you do well, you receive an award. The first award will be a medal from the, put that on, or just tell one hand. From the, good, good. She did so well, and she had to be elected. Everything is, you have to be voted on. And so she did an outstanding job as when she attended Girls State. And of course, she received this medal. And of course, we have another certificate letting everybody know, and we need for you to put this in a beautiful frame. We need to let everyone know that this is a certificate of appreciation presented to Jana Jolene Bailey for participation and support of the American Legion Auxiliary Girls State Citizenship Training Program and Post 220 Auxiliary represented you. And this comes from the District 18, Division 4, from the state of North Carolina. We award you this certificate. You good. This lets you know that the students that are here tonight that have won all of the awards, and the saying is, you can do it. And we use that motto in many of our sessions in the Girls State because we did have some students that, you know, you hadn't left home before, and you got kind of depressed and wanted to go back home. But then after you became involved, you forgot all about it. We didn't use the cell phones, and that was only after our classes. And these girls had a wonderful time. Congratulations to all of you, and especially to Jana Bailey.
I'd like to introduce Mr. Dexter Felder, our Director of Counseling, with senior biographies.
Good evening. I was thinking about doing that he did. However, in the betterment of my consciousness and in the fullness of my physiology, I chose not to. Not that I couldn't, but I just chose not to. I have the distinct privilege and honor to read the biographies of 6 of our students who are graduating. Joshua Post. So we shall read Joshua's. Wherever you are. Joshua is a student who is welcomed by every teacher at our school and even beyond our school. Teachers who are interested in students who are dedicated, whose attention is on the subject matter and not otherwise distracted. He is an unassuming character on the campus and demonstrates a great degree of control both in behavior and in external excitement. However, do not be dismayed by him, because in the absence of such obvious characters, beneath that exterior of self-control is the affect of determined self-assurance. There lies an explosion of zeal and life. It is. Perhaps his greatest accomplishment is the desire to become a well-rounded student of life. He is one who is considerate, grounded, and will undoubtedly make an entrance into the highlight of his life when his accomplishment is there. Where all hearts are knit together in love, and where the mysteries of life are unearthed in the assurance of that knowledge, there you shall find Joshua Post. Next, Kiana Morgan. If there is a student in the senior class to receive an honorable mention for the best character, it would be Kiana Morgan. She is a student whose disposition personifies joy, enthusiasm, hope, faith, and determination. She's the consummate friend and champion of all good causes. She was excited to receive induction into the National Honor Society. However, she was excelling in her academics. She also was working. She became the workforce leader. She was also promoted to the crew trainer at her job as well. She is unselfishly dedicated to sharing her compassion with others. She has logged over 100 volunteer hours at Crisis Control Ministries, Cancer Services, New Birth Worship Center, and Hospice Center. Her future is bright as she plans to continue her educational climb and attending East Carolina University to major in hospitality, management, and tourism. It is to be conceived the next travel tour, Senior Olympic that Mrs. Cook might conduct here, a senior graduation trip, or the next vacation you might plan around the world, you just might plan it with this person right here, Kiana Morgan. Asha Allenby. Now, to look casually upon Asha, you might think she just stepped out of the cover of Ebony, CoverGirl, or Fashion and Designs of America. I don't think there's such a thing, but I just made it up. However, she is a member of the National Honor Society, ranks in the top percentage of the graduating class, and is poised to becoming a skilled practitioner as a registered nurse. She desires to attend East Carolina University to receive the Bachelor degree of Science and eventually passing the North Carolina Nursing Board examination. As part of her quest of achievement, she has a goal to study abroad and to learn and give her future medical expertise to learners of the world. Asha is appreciative of the challenges of academics and has demonstrated her tenacity of conquering her curriculum. She is polite, personable, with character and inner strength. Asha Allenby. You're right, caller. Terry Bell. As indicated, AKA TJ. In all organizations in school, including schools, families, communities, there's one person who is identified as the one in whom you can have confidence and practical suggestions. That's TJ. This exceptional person is known by the entire entity and consistently is addressed for conversation, if nothing else. This person does not run for elected office, is not one who is constantly seeking visibility. This person does not involve himself in controversial matters commonly known as, there it is, drama. These are the philosophical dictates of TJ. He is quiet, fun-loving, sincere, positive, diplomatic, and surreal. Finding his goal later in the year, he chose to thoughtfully select to climb the academic ladder of majoring in programming and 3D modeling at the University of North Carolina at Greensboro. This came about after practical thinking and reasonable postulates were applied to where he should go after early college. TJ has indeed glimpsed the expansive limits of knowledge and that part of life as described by Socrates, where true wisdom comes to each of us when we realize how little we understand about life, ourselves, and the world around us. TJ Bell. Robin Board. Robin has two distinctions. She's the only student in the entire 4 or 5 years that I've been here who has ever read her biography and approved it. So, oftentimes we encounter people, situations, and unmovable objects where we find ourselves completely stoic. Sometimes these factors develop in the cosmos and directly impact us and seem unfair and unmovable. It is similar to what happened when an unstoppable force intersects with an unmovable object. The intersection produces friction, and sometimes the absence is just nothing. However, it is not the end of the collision which such occurs, but the beginning of something bigger and brighter, and something creatively unique. Robin has seen her matriculation experience through high school here at ECF encounter some of these phenomenal missteps and transformations. These instances have traveled inside of her, and it has made her choose many times something that could otherwise be predicted. Her inner peace, her resilience, her conscience of perseverance has led her to achieving her diploma in spite of the challenges that life had produced. She is indeed grateful that she had an unshakable support system that assisted in producing this success. The labor force will benefit greatly to have such a seasoned young person in its talent pool. She leaves us with this great thought: life comes at you fast. Sean Price. Caterpillars perform remarkable transformations when they migrate through the pathway of becoming butterflies. Evolutions allow caterpillars to vacate their past experience to become a completely new and marvelous creation. They are a new species of flying miracles from once beginning grounded patrons. They exhibit acrobatic flying talents opposed to earth-bounded crawlers. Sean has been such a student to undergo such a transformation. He is outgoing, athletic, being involved in volleyball and AAU basketball. He seems comfortable associating with the Civil Air Patrol, where he is presently a senior airman with aspirations of becoming staff sergeant, mission scanner, with hopes of becoming promoted to captain in the Air Patrol. With positive goals and unstoppable zest, he has become confident in his desires for the successes that await him in life. His favorite quote is, "Semper Vigilis," translating means always vigilant. Sean is the only student in the entering and leaving class who departs completely different than he began with the early college of Forsyth. So he commences a new career, as does his counterpart, the Caterpillar, because once was Sean Smith, now is Sean Price. Sean Price.
We have Lieutenant Colonel Dan Wisniewski from the Civil Air Patrol Winston-Salem Squadron Commander, presenting the Air Force Association Medal.
Good evening. Thank you for inviting me to the early Forsyth. I better read this, Early College of Forsyth. One of the things that I've noticed here as I've been hearing about the students is you have so much joy. And I want you to know, even though I'm here with the Civil Air Patrol, next year, if you need to take statistics, you have an open invitation. One of the things that, as everybody's been encouraging you, instead of thinking about academics and your achievements, I want to encourage you to really keep that joy that you seem to have. It's always a better life when there's joy in the heart. So I want to wish this class the best. I am honored to represent the Civil Air Patrol and the Air Force Association to present the award to Elizabeth Moody. And I'm going to ask her to come up so you can look at her as I mention her achievements. The Civil Air Patrol is the civilian auxiliary of the U.S. Air Force, and we're involved in disaster relief, search and rescue, aerospace education, and our award winner is fulfilling the role as cadet commander in the local squadron here in Winston-Salem. She has exhibited great leadership, and to give you an idea of how some of the things we do, there was a silver alert a couple of weeks ago, and as 4 people from our squadron helped find the gentleman. It was one of those dark, rainy nights that Snoopy always talks about. His core temperature was 86 degrees, and 3 cadets and one of our seniors was awarded a certificate for saving a life. And Master Sergeant Moody is the cadet leader who helps train so we can do what we do. One of the things I also want to mention is that Elizabeth Moody is going to continue with the Air Force. She's been accepted at Fayetteville State, and she's going to be an Air Force ROTC. So probably in a few years, we'll see her in one of the jets, flying along, keeping us safe. With the Civil Air Patrol, she's actually been in the plane. I noticed we have a scout leader with 747. Our planes aren't that big. We're happy to have a 182, single engine, but we use the 182 to search for people who are lost in the air, search on the ground, and I think the best way I can end this in complimenting Miss Moody is she has done her job with integrity, excellence, respect for others, and service for others. So it is my honor, the Air Force Association citation awarded to Elizabeth J. Moody in recognition for outstanding achievement in leadership and academic standing in the Civil Air Patrol. Congratulations.
The Gold Award is going to be presented by Senior Program Manager for the Girl Scouts, Carolina Peaks to Piedmont, Jenny Sickler.
What an amazing group of young people. I'm really standing in awe here, and I commend every single one of you and also all of the parents and teachers that have supported you. I'm here to speak about the Girl Scout Gold Award. My name is Jenny Sliker. I'm a Senior Program Manager with Carolina's Peaks to Piedmont Council. And this year alone, we are proud to say that 90 young women across our 40-county council have earned the Gold Award. This is something pretty spectacular, and we have a young woman to recognize tonight. The Girl Scout Gold Award is the highest achievement for Girl Scouts today. Established in 1980, it follows in the footsteps of the Golden Eaglet, the Curved Bar, and First Class Award, which were the precursors of the Gold Award. For many, the leadership skills, organizational skills, and sense of community and commitment that come from going for the gold set the foundation for a lifetime of active citizenship. And this certainly is reflected in the accomplishments of Katie Armstrong, who I am here to present with her Gold Award this evening. Come on up. Come on up, Katie. This is a culmination of a girl's demonstration of self-discipline, leadership capability, time management, creativity, initiative, and a significant mastery of skills. Depending on each girl's specific Gold Award requirements, she must dedicate a minimum of 80 hours to planning and implementing her project, which must benefit her community and have long-lasting impact. And I certainly can acknowledge that Katie put in at least 90 hours on her project, along with the many countless hours that her partnering agencies, organizations, and talent pool put together. Because one of the things that Katie did as part of her project were to recruit performers to videotape and produce bedtime stories for some of the young children here in Forsyth County, along with engaging local authors to come and visit with children, read them their stories, and send them home with their very own signed copy of the book. Now, just imagine being a little person and not having the opportunity to have a bedtime story read to you at night to help you get ready to go to sleep, and maybe having parents that lack literacy skills and aren't able to read that story, and instead you're able to watch and view a storybook read to you. And this is one of the things that Katie has done as part of her project, is reach out into the community, partner with several community organizations, and bring this kind of joy, as our Air Force gentleman mentioned before, bring this kind of joy to young people throughout Forsyth County. And the really great thing about it is it's going to keep on going. According to what I heard right before the ceremony tonight, there are at least 9 more stories that are going to be recorded. And this is part of what we call the sustainability plan, the way that a girls' project extends beyond her involvement and continues to provide inspiration and a blessing and an impact on the community. So with that being said, I would like to present you with your Gold Award pin. And there's more of these to come, but I do have a certificate to present to Katie this evening. The Girl Scout Gold Award, the highest award that can be earned in Girl Scouting, is presented by Girl Scouts of the USA to Katie Armstrong of Girl Scouts Carolinas Peaks to Piedmont, whose exceptional leadership impacted sustainable change in her community in the tradition of the Girl Scout promise and law. Congratulations. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity today and also for highlighting the impact that Katie's had on her community. And she doesn't know I'm going to do this, but I'm going to read a little quote from her award project. And I love this because it kind of illustrates what we're all about. During this project, I was advocating for Girl Scouts by proving that we can implement impactful service projects and leadership and help our communities both locally and globally. Too few people know about the extent that Girl Scouts go to advocate for others in their communities and make a positive difference. We don't just make crafts and sell cookies. My whole point for this project was to advocate for children who were possibly living in households that could not advocate for themselves. By showing how reading can have such positive effects on children, I was advocating for the importance of having books and bedtime stories readily available for the children in my community. Thank you.
We're halfway there. Here we go. We have the President's Education Awards. For the Silver Award goes to students that maintained a 3.0 to 3.4999 unweighted GPA. And after that, we'll have the President's Education Award which is the Gold Award for the 3.5 to 4.0 unweighted GPA. Mr. Paul Wynn-Savage.
Thank you. So President Obama wrote you a letter, and I'm going to read it to you. Please accept my congratulations on receiving the President's Education Award. I am pleased to join your family, friends, and teachers in honoring this tremendous achievement. America's continued success depends on how well your generation is prepared for the future, and this special recognition is a testament to the dedication and skill you have shown in the classroom. I am proud of you for pushing yourself academically, and I'm counting on you to continue to set a good example and help others whenever you have the opportunity. Smart, driven young people like you remind me that America's best days are yet to come. And as long as you continue to stay focused on your education and work hard, no dream will be beyond reach. Congratulations again. I hope this award inspires you to continue seeking out new challenges and setting your sights on new horizons. I wish you all the best of the years ahead. Barack Obama. So if I could get a few junior marshals up here to help me with this. I got a real long list of names, and I'm going to call you all up, and I want you to stand up here and look nice so we can take a picture, all right? Josh Post. Shrikar Akareddy. Melissa Garrison. Jessica Larned. Damian Capps. Sierra Bertine. Katarina O'Neill. Diane Banks, Leslie Howell, Francis O'Boyle, Robin Boyd, Adam Kent, Trenton Lambeth, Asha Allenby, Courtney Gray, Swar Flores, Briida Riddick, Tatiana Telez, Taylor Broach. That's the Silver Award. All right, as Ms. Cook said, the Gold Award is for unweighted GPA of 3.5 to 4.0. Zakiah Carter, Alexander Green, Danielle Winter, Brianna Thomas, Sam Turner, Angie Torres, Becca Yoder, Brooke Davis, Daniela Cerrone, Katie McKnight, Annie Maya, Michaela Kraft, Destiny McCown, Tatiana Green, Shadia Garrison, Asia Cattrall, Matt Hewitt, Maria Catariano, Katie Armstrong, Jayla Sanders, Monica Shee. Give them a round of applause. You may be seated.
We now have Abby Stanley, Early College of Forsyth science teacher with senior biographies.
First of all, congratulations, guys. I'm very proud of all of you. Alexandria, a.k.a. Lexi Clupp. She's a Crosby Scholar. She prides herself in her involvement in her community. She personally funded and created and co-directed Voices from High School Theater, in which all proceeds from theater performances went to the March of Dimes and Operation Christmas Child. She plans to attend UNCG to earn a degree in criminology, allowing her to pursue a career in law enforcement. Her words to live by comes from a quote from the movie, the cult classic, The Breakfast Club. Spend more time trying to make something of yourself and less time trying to impress people. She wishes to thank Mr. Green, Mr. Juan Savage, Miss Cook, and Miss Morrow for being pretty cool. And most importantly, she thanks her family, particularly her father, for being there for her. Congratulations. Miss Carla Beltran. Carla prides herself on earning a weighted GPA of 3.6761. She had to put all those decimals. She plans to join the workforce and attend UNCG and earn a degree, eventually a master's degree in human resources. Her words to live by are, let your dreams be bigger than your fears, your actions louder than your words, and your faith stronger than your feelings. One of her most positive experiences is being able to depend on all of her teachers and wishes to thank all ECF staff. Describing Miss Cook as an overall great person and wonderful principal, Carla thanks her for believing in her and giving her the chance at ECF as she has grown into a student and great person. Miss Diane Banks. And I'm sorry that I caught the guitar pick at the concert and you didn't. We go to the same rock concerts. Diane is proud of herself for being on the Dean's List at Forsyth Tech and plans on attending UNCG. Her favorite quote comes from Corey Taylor, frontman of both Slipknot and Stone Sour. You have to live in these moments. If you look too hard, they will blow right by you. If you don't live enough, you will regret every breath. She describes her ECF experience as unforgettable and thought of our school as a family. She wishes to thank her parents, teachers, and Yahoo Answers. Let's see. Trenton Lambeth. Okay. He was a man of few words on his biography. Not only was Trenton a Crosby Scholar and a member of the National Honor Society, he also accomplished as an Eagle Scout. He plans to earn a degree in mechanical engineering at UNC Charlotte. Very good. Miss Leslie Howell. Hope I get this correct. Your handwriting looks almost as bad as mine. Leslie plans to attend UNCG and major in art, focusing on new media design. Her favorite quotes are by Nicki Minaj. Okay. I should have wore the hair, right? All of the days of my life, I have been working for this time. Could you believe now it's here, right before my eyes? And good advice I always hated, but looking back, it made me greater. Leslie also wishes to thank the teachers and staff at ECF and states, and she commends her, She also commends her teachers for being kind, caring, and taking the time to get to know the students, helping them grow into what she thinks are pretty cool people. Leslie also wishes to thank her fellow graduates for being amazing friends and her parents for attaining her goals. Miss Jana Bailey. Jana is proud of her involvement in numerous programs, clubs, organizations, and community involvement. Duke Talent Identification Program, NC Math, Science and Engineering Enrichment, Vice President of YMCA's Leaders Club, National Society of High School Scholars, ECF's Youth and Government, Junior Board Member of Potter House Outreach Ministries, Crosby Scholar, and in her senior year, a Science Olympiad. She also enjoys playing soccer at the YMCA. She plans to continue her education in Appalachian State to study environmental science. She credits her love of the subject to Miss Grove, an awesome environmental biology instructor at FTCC. She wishes to thank Miss Cook and her parents for believing in her and pushing her to excel. Excel. A&T. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. You look beautiful, though.
I'd like to introduce Scoutmaster Mike Lambeth from Troop 747 with the Eagle Scout Award.
Good evening. As she said, I'm Mike Lambeth, Scoutmaster with Troop 747. We're chartered at Wesley Memorial United Methodist Church, just down the road here. And I have the distinct pleasure tonight to make the award of the presentation of the award of Eagle Rank to Trenton Ray Lambeth. Trenton, would you join me? The Eagle Rank is the highest rank awarded to a Boy Scout. only 4%, that's 4 out of every 100 scouts, ever attained this rank. To complete the requirements for Eagle, each scout must do a service project that benefits the community. Trenton's service project was done for Bolton Elementary School, also just down the road, where he led the effort for the installation of 5 new benches around campus, the refurbishing of 2 existing benches, and the complete refurbishing of the school outdoor drama area, also known as the Japanese Garden. I'm very proud to be able to present the rank of Eagle to Trenton for a couple reasons. One is that I'm very aware of the hard work that he's put in to scouting over the past 7 years. And second, simply because he's my son. And on that note, I assure you, being the son of a scoutmaster is not an easy task. So Trenton, tonight I present you with your Eagle Scout certificate. And also your Eagle Medal. Congratulations to Trenton, and congratulations to the class of 2014.
We'll now have the presentation of our valedictorian and salutatorian medals by Stephanie Smith.
It is an honor to be able to present our salutatorian and valedictorian to you tonight. These 2 individuals are representatives of an entire class of students who deserve recognition. To earn a high school diploma and an associate's degree in just 4 years takes a hunger for knowledge and a whole lot of perseverance. All of these students have grown very close to each other, to our school, and to me over these past 4 years. My best wishes and congratulations go out to the class of 2014. Our salutatorian has infinite talents and is a real champion. She excels in math and is the best student writer I've ever taught. She also runs cross country, plays soccer, works after school, and still finds time for volunteering. She founded 2 clubs at our school in which she provides a wide range of community services. The other tackles the very serious yet overlooked crisis involving human trafficking. This student makes us very proud as she continues her education this fall at North Carolina State University. Please join me in congratulating Danny Winter. Our valedictorian embodies the aptitude, determination, and character befitting this title. He is a brilliant student with a heart of gold, who exemplifies both the value and purpose of education. Whether he is broadcasting on YouTube, sharing in classroom discussions, or reading Milton Friedman, his mind is always focused on empowering himself and others. A passionate crusader for civil rights, he will study economics at the University of North Carolina at Greensboro to better aid the democratic student movement in his mother's home of Bulgaria. Cheers to our valedictorian, Alexander Green.
Unfortunately for these kids, when it comes down to this rank and the salutatorian and valedictorian, what we do up until 3 o'clock today is we tell the top 5, have a speech prepared. So, after we get the rank and everything confirmed, there was calls that went out at 3 o'clock, and it was, you're going to talk tonight, you're going to talk tomorrow, you're not talking, and those are the hardest phone calls I've had to make this year. We do have 2 great candidates that are valedictorian and salutatorian, and they equally work just as hard. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Danny Winter as our salutatorian to give her address.
Congratulations to the class of 2014. We finally made it. It's been a long 4 years. And more than 4 years ago, we started as freshmen at the bottom of a dauntingly steep hill. We didn't know who we were, and we didn't know what we were doing. We were coming into a pilot program as the 3rd class. And from the bottom, we couldn't see the crest of the hill. And for the past 4 years, we've been climbing that hill. And when I say climbing, climbing's really loosely defined. Sometimes we could sprint up some segments, we're feeling pretty good. And, other times when we got overwhelmed with jobs and clubs, sports, and just life in general, we were reduced to a jog or even a walk. And as senior year came around, a rampant disease of senioritis fell across a lot of people. And with that, some people were crawling on all fours, just slowly moving up by their fingernails. We also had Miss Cook chasing us up at some points. And at times, we've carried each other up the hill. Now, we've made it to the top of the hill. That was evident on Facebook and Twitter when everybody posted a status or tweeted, "I'm done with high school," a month before everybody else. And now that we're at the top of the crest of the hill, we look back and see it was only a switchback. And we look up and see that we're nowhere close to reaching the top of the mountain. And so now, the hill which seemed to be the end-all, be-all is just a tiny hill in our life. It's one accomplishment that you've made that will be one of many. And from this point, we're going to the next switchback. We're venturing out to college, into the military, and into the workforce. But today, I want to encourage you not to become too focused on your own climb. Tom Brokaw said in a commencement speech, you may think of it as, you're educated, your certification is in your degree. You may think of it as a ticket to the good life. Let me ask you to think of an alternative. Think of it as your ticket to change the world. And this is the crux of what I'm trying to relay. You'll have plenty of opportunities to be successful, monetarily successful. You'll gain prestige and accolades. Some of you will enter into the rat race, climbing the corporate ladder, and will chase that traditional American dream. But just as many opportunities as you have to be successful, you'll have even more to change people's lives. In today's world, the climb is extremely difficult. So I urge you to focus on improving the climb of those around you. Change the world by making the climb easier for others. Metaphorically, that means grabbing the hand of those beside you and carrying them up along the way, or just saying a word of encouragement or giving someone a smile. As you can tell, some of these actions are totally or seemingly inconsequential, but the small things do change the world. It is the small things that you can do every day. So I encourage you to go to college to learn to change the world, not just to get a piece of paper that will help you get a job, but to make a difference. Then use the work in your job each day to change the world. Whether you're a nurse, an engineer, a teacher, a cashier, whatever it may be, your work each and every day can change someone's life. Beyond changing the world through the career, I encourage you to change the world in so many small ways. Pick an issue that you're passionate for and be an advocate. Get involved with youth. Leave someone an encouraging letter. Take time to have a front porch conversation with an elderly neighbor. Buy coffee for the person in line behind you. Volunteer your time to an organization that matters. Give a stranger a compliment. Be there to listen when someone needs you. Help fix houses in your local community. Even share your umbrella on a rainy day. And smile more. Don't ever believe when people tell you that you can't change the world and that the world is too far gone. Because your actions, whether they be tremendous or even small actions of kindness, you can change the world. And so as you head back to climb your next switchback, remember not to neglect those around you who are in the climb. And I'll leave you with this final thought for tomorrow. It's from Anne Frank's diary. How wonderful that no one need to wait a single moment to change the world. Thank you and good luck to y'all.
Now I get to introduce a man who needs no introduction, Mr. Juan Savage.
All right, Alexander Green, would you stand up for me? Mr. Green is attending the Bryan School of Business at UNCG in the fall to major in economics. After college, he wants to become an entrepreneur and business investor. During his time at ECF, he founded Project Ascension, which is an online group with members from 12 countries. They discuss a variety of contemporary issues as well as help students from immigrant backgrounds attend college in the U.S. Alexander would like to sincerely thank his parents for their love and support, as well as his grandfather. They are the #1 reason he is where he is today. He would also like to thank all of his teachers for imparting their wisdom to him. Daniela Cerrone. In the fall, Daniela will attend Elon University. After college, she hopes to work for a nonprofit organization that works internationally to help people. During her time at ECF, Daniela has kept her GPA above a 3.7 and been the treasurer of the early college chapter of the National Honor Society. She would like to thank her parents for encouraging and supporting her throughout her school career, Ms. P for helping her understand that going to college is possible, even if there is a mountain of paperwork to fill out. All of the teachers she had at ECF, and especially Ms. Morrow, for taking the time to write all of those recommendations. She really does appreciate it. Caitlin Creason. Caitlin will attend UNC Greensboro in the fall to study communications and journalism. During her time at ECF, she was a Crosby Scholar and a member of the Drama Club. One of her favorite quotes comes from Dr. Seuss. "Be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind." That was just a pause. When asked about a positive experience at ECF, Caitlin said, "ECF has taught me that I am worth more than what's on a piece of paper. I have learned so many valuable lessons and become acquainted with many teachers at ECF and Forsyth Tech. The experience I have gained is priceless." Taylor Broach. Taylor Broach is following in his family's footsteps by attending East Carolina University in the fall. He plans on double majoring in business and production with a minor in music technologies. During his time at ECF, Taylor was a Crosby Scholar, member of the National Honor Society, and ran the tech for the Drama Club. He wanted to personally thank Mitchell Harris, Josh Vega, Caitlin Creason, Ms. Stanley, Ms. Daniels, Mr. Juan Savage, and most importantly, his parents and grandparents. Courtney Gray. Courtney is attending UNC Pembroke in the fall to earn a bachelor's degree in biology and continue on to her master's degree in veterinary medicine. Outside of school, Courtney is very active in her church and helps with Vacation Bible School and social gatherings that help the needy. In reference to her ECF experience, she says, "Being at ECF has prepared me for college, and I appreciate all the teachers' hard work they put in to help me and other classmates be successful." She thanks her parents for the patience and support they gave her these past 4 years, and her boyfriend for supporting her and helping anytime she needed it. Even if the time was hard, he was always there. And Jasmine Morgan. Jasmine is attending UNC Greensboro in the fall to major in human development and family services and get a BK licensure in early childhood education. During her time at ECF, she volunteered at Sugar and Spice, which is a 4-star daycare facility, at NCCU, making items and meals for children and homeless families, and at a number of church functions. She speaks fondly of her time at ECF by saying, "I got to meet interesting people and make lifelong best friends." Jasmine would like to thank the Lord for all the things he has done, are doing, and will do for her. Her parents for giving her agape love and unconditional support. Ms. P for helping her put a lot of things in her life into perspective. Additionally, she would like to give special thanks to her 2 best friends, Tatiana, aka Twin, and Daniela for being there for her anytime she needed you. Thank you.
We will now have the presentation of our departmental awards, and Mr. Green will present the English Award.
Thank you. This was a very difficult task, for I was blessed with one of the best senior classes ever. The English Award goes to a student who consistently produced work of the highest caliber. This person even endured having to deal with the headaches associated with mid-afternoon traffic that complicated the trek from home to the classroom. However, she fought the good fight and made it to class despite some setbacks and Mr. Green meeting her at the door a couple of times to frighten her. She maintained the proper decorum and deported herself in a way that did not draw attention to her. She, in her own quiet way, often made subtle discoveries in texts that many overlooked. Her book presentations were exemplary and received many compliments from her peers. It's been a pleasure to have been an instructor for such a wonderful student, Angelica Torres.
Had to bring back up. The 2014 Math Award goes to a deserving senior who has shown superior math ability over the past 4 years at ECF. This senior started her journey in integrated math too, like many of her classmates, but soon showed that her ability was a force to reckon with. During her sophomore year, she created a probability problem about puking pastilles and nosebleed nougats that will cause headaches and magical maladies for students for years to come. During her junior and senior years, this student excelled in pre-calculus, Calc 1, 2, and 3, and linear algebra. In the fall, this young lady will make ECF proud by attending the best college in the world, NC State University, and majoring in engineering. This year's Math Department Award goes to Annie Maya. Congratulations.
Science, here we go. Whoop. Just like me, right? Okay, let's see. Science award, let's see. As the student's first science teacher, I became immediately impressed by the obvious maturity, work ethic, and willingness to learn. Academic excellence was of the utmost importance for this meticulous, dedicated student. Taking the initiative to grow academically, all A's were earned in both high school biology and chemistry classes. Motivation and determination allowed successful completion of challenging college science courses that went well beyond graduation requirements. I recall times when she would stop by my office stressed over an upcoming Chem 151 test or project, yet maintain her composure at all times. Although the class load was extensive and challenging, she gladly maintained involvement in school-related activities as well. Yearbook, National Honor Society, Forsyth Tech SGA Secretary, just to name a few. She stretched herself a little thin. Her faith and her compassionate nature led this young lady to co-found Simply Service, volunteer for numerous charity events, and is an advocate for childhood cancer. I'm very proud and have great admiration for this recipient, both as a student and as a person. I'm extremely pleased to present this year's Senior Science Award to Brianna Thomas.
And to present the History Award. Tonight, Mrs. Daniels and I would like to honor an exceptionally talented student who shares our passion for economics, politics, and history. You can trust the scholar to spend quality time gathering news from many sources in order to understand the multiple facets of American politics and policies. Likewise, when it comes to international news, this graduate is well informed and eager to enlighten others on the different perspectives of the stakeholders involved. In his dedicated support of democracy and human rights, no topic is a taboo or insignificant. He fearlessly tackles underlying causes of social inequality, like climate change and social Darwinism. When student uprisings and revolutions are ignored by mainstream media, he brings them to light and encourages classmates to take action. At the heart of our award winner's philosophy is the certainty that we are not helpless. Armed with education, we each have the power and the responsibility to advocate for ourselves, our fellow man, and the environment. Please join me in celebrating the class of 2014's greatest student activist, Alexander Green.
Good evening. All right, I have some senior bios. Fun stuff. Okay, snuck up on me. Okay, Asia Cattrall. Asia was a member of National Honor Society, Phi Theta Kappa, Secretary for Student Council, as well as Winston-Salem Youth Council, and on the President's and Dean's list. Asia said she applied to ECF for a better education, but never expected such love and kindness from everyone. Asia would like to thank her parents for sacrificing everything to pave a way of new opportunity, and her friends for, and I quote, keeping me sane and befriending me in spite all of my quirks. Asia will be attending Salem College for criminology, followed by graduate school. Suar Flores. Suar made the dean's list and is a youth leader at her church.
She will be attending Salem College, where she will major in English education with the ultimate goal of earning her PhD in English and becoming an English professor at a prestigious university. Swar would like to thank all of her teachers who have influenced the teachers she will one day soon become. She would also like to thank her parents for motivating her to always put forth her best effort. Angie Torres. I'm going to miss that, just so you know. Angie is on the president's list and was awarded the Virtuous Woman honor by her church. She plans on participating in an 18-month-long mission trip for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, followed by attending Brigham Young University Provo to study psychology. Angie would like to thank her parents and friends for their support and the dedication of all the teachers who have helped guide her through this stage of her life. And Angie has the best giggle ever. Thank you, Angie. Militia Garrison. Militia is the recipient of the Best Pathfinder Award, Human Relations Award, Youth and Government Best Bill Award, as well as making the Dean's List, National Honor Society, and completing the Crosby Scholars Program. She would like to thank her mom, dad, stepmom, and siblings for proofreading endless amounts of papers for her. Militia would also like to thank the teachers for always pushing her to do her best, believing in her, and being available for help anytime she needed it. She is fond of the Gandhi quote, "Be the change you want to see in the world." Militia plans on changing the world by attending East Carolina University and pursuing a career as a pediatrician. Jacob Stinson. Jacob would like to thank his best friend, Courtney Gray, and his parents for their support. He would especially like to thank his teachers and Miss Cook for their help and guidance. Jacob said he has an ECF family that will last a lifetime, and the fantastic education he received along the way while at ECF was just an added perk. Jacob plans on attending UNCG in the fall to begin his career in computer engineering, and he finds direction in the Winston Churchill quote, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that really counts." Brianna Thomas. Brianna won first place in the Anatomy Division of Science Olympiad, second place in the High Point University Math Competition, and received the Student Class Award as well as the 2014 Outstanding Community Service Award from Forsyth Tech. She served as secretary for Forsyth Tech Student Government Association and was a vital asset to her 2012 softball team in leading them to the championship. Brianna was an original member and founder of ECF's Simply Service Club, and was always willing to help her fellow classmates, teachers, and staff any way possible. On top of all of this, she's the cow mascot at Chick-fil-A. She would like to thank her parents, friends, everyone at ECF, and Forsyth Tech's SGA advisors for providing her an opportunity to grow along with the support to achieve her goals. Brianna will be attending Mary Baldwin in the fall and participating in their Corps Cadets program. Mitchell. Mitchell Harris has been a member of and participated in Drama Club, Poetry Club, and the Great American Cleanup for the last 2 years, and has been an active member of Crosby Scholars for the last 4 years. Mitchell says his experience at the early college helped him grow not only as a student, but as a responsible young adult that takes responsibility for working toward one's goals. He would like to thank his parents for raising a respectful young man, Miss Cook for giving him a chance at ECF, Mr. Felder for telling him he could be the person he wanted to be and making him believe it. He would also like to thank his teachers for being such powerful motivators and his friends for being there just when he needed somebody to talk to. Mitchell plans on attending Winston-Salem State University to get his bachelor's degree in business administration, and he would then like to follow up his bachelor's degree with attending medical school.
Can I get 2 junior marshals to help me give out certificates, please? We have perfect attendance for the year, and that's any student who did not have an absence that was excused or unexcused was the criteria that we used for this. When I call your name, if you'll come up and get your certificate. Sean Price, Josh Vega, Trenton Lambeth, Daniela Cerrone, Caitlin Creason, Melisha Garrison, Estella Gomez, Alexander Green, Tatiana Green, Elizabeth Moody, Danielle Winter, Mitchell Harris, Leslie Howell, Jasmine Morgan, Monica Shee, and Rebecca Yoder. I have one more attendance award. I'd like to ask Elizabeth Moody to please come up. Elizabeth Moody has had perfect attendance from kindergarten through 12th grade. We should thank her parents for that award because I'm sure they made her come every day. I'd now like to introduce Karen Weevil, math teacher at ECF with senior biographies. Katie McKnight. Katie is a member of the Phi Theta Kappa and has been on the president's list and dean's list. According to her youth group, she is most likely to chase down and tackle a purse snatcher. In the fall, she will be attending the University of North Carolina at Greensboro and majoring in media studies and communications. She would like to thank Ms. Cook for not calling her and Diane's parents when they walked to Sonic their freshman year. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for supporting me. Thank you, Ms. Morrow, for teaching me how to write about it. And thank you, Ms. McDaniels and Mr. Felder for helping me sort out all my college-related questions. Katie McKnight.
Adeline Roman. Adeline is a member of Phi Theta Kappa and has been on the Dean's List and was a member of NHS. She wants to go to work after she graduates, but eventually go to med school. Her favorite quote is, "Life isn't about finding yourself, but creating yourself." Her ECF experience has taught her that education is truly a key in life and working hard is crucial. She would like to thank her teachers and school staff that has supported her from the first day to the last with simple, helpful deeds and words of wisdom. Adeline Ramon. Katarina O'Neill. Kat is involved with many activities around school. She is a member of the National Honor Society, Crosby Scholars, and she holds a 4.1 GPA. She ran for Mount Tabor's track and cross-country teams and has participated in 5 state championships. In 2013, she was captain of the Mount Tabor cross-country team, and she has made all-county, which is the top 10 in the country for the past 3 years, and is wanted by many colleges. She has been accepted into Mercer, Campbell, UNC Chapel Hill, and Rochester. She plans to attend Mercer and major in biology in a pre-medical program. Her favorite quote is, "Keep smiling because life is beautiful. Life is a beautiful thing, and there's so much to smile about," by Marilyn Monroe. She would like to thank her friends, parents, and youth pastor for encouraging her to become a better person every day. Her coaches for teaching her how to push past her limits in athletics and in life. Kat O'Neill. Tatiana Green. Tatiana was voted president of the National Honor Society and has also made the President's List and Dean's List. Through her high school career, Tatiana has maintained a high GPA. Still deciding on a college, she plans to major in birth through kindergarten and elementary education. One day, she plans on opening a nonprofit organization to help low-income families. She believes that everything you do is a result of who you are and always strives to do her best. She wants to thank her parents for supporting her through these years. They have always been there for her, offering her encouragement whenever she needed it. She also would like to thank her best friends for always giving her a good laugh when she needed it. Finally, she would like to thank Mr. Green, Mrs. Stanley, and Mrs. Smith. They have been there for her in and out of the classroom, and she really appreciates it. Tatiana Green. Katie Armstrong. Katie is an amazing young woman who excels not only in the class, but also in her community. She has been a faithful member of the Early College Student Council, holding the office of Vice President for her sophomore, junior, and is currently the senior class Vice President. She also is a member of the National Honor Society and has made the Dean's List for the past 2 years. In the community, she has made many achievements, for example, earning her Girl Scout Gold Award. This award was given for her project that focused on promoting child literacy among low-income households. In the fall, Katie plans to attend the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, majoring in Spanish and mass communications. She would like to thank her teachers and staff at VCF for showing her that teachers do care, Mrs. Pierce and everyone else who supported her and advised her throughout her Gold Award project. Her favorite quote is, "We do not need magic to transform our world. We carry all the power we need inside ourselves already," by J.K. Rowling.
Hello again. The National Merit Scholarship Program recognizes students for their exceptional performance on the PSAT and National Merit Scholarship qualifying test. There are 34,000 commended students throughout the nation that are being recognized for their exceptional academic purpose. The Early College of Forsyth is lucky to have 2 of those students. Sam Turner and Danny Winter have been recognized as commended students because they scored in the top 5% of more than 1.5 million students who entered the 2014 competition by taking the 2012 PSAT. A spokesperson for the National Merit Scholarship commented, "These students represent a valuable national resource. Recognizing their accomplishments as well as the key role their schools play in their academic development is vital to the advancement of educational excellence in our nation. We hope that this recognition will help broaden their educational opportunities and encourage them as they continue their pursuit of academic success. Congratulations, Sam and Danny."
And Danny, before you sit down, if you just come on back up. We're very happy regarding our scholarships for this year and our acceptances across the United States and particularly in the state of North Carolina. Our acceptances from this year range from Appalachian State University to all of the 17 constituent universities of the University of North Carolina system, including Clemson, South Carolina, High Point University, Johnson & Wales, Queen's University of Charlotte, the University of Chapel Hill, North Carolina Chapel Hill, Georgia State, Pembroke, Western Carolina, and the list goes on. Out of the number of schools that we have been accepted, right now it's standing at 47 universities and colleges across the nation. And I think that's the largest of any of the schools in the system right now. Right now, our scholarship totals, and they shall continue to come in, stands at, I don't have a drum roll, $3,104,000. Since we graduate so early, many of the scholarships have not come in, but they shall come in over the summer. Our largest scholarship is presently standing at over $130,000. It is a presidential scholarship from the University of Alabama, and it is awarded to Danny Winter.
It gives me great pleasure to introduce Kristen Adams, math teacher from ECF, with senior biographies.
Hey, y'all. Sierra Bertine. While at ECF, Sierra Bertine has had an active role in the NC Youth and Government and has even had the honor of having her own bill passed. She also claims to have become a little less of a procrastinator, like by a fraction of a percent. Her plans for the fall include going to Warren Wilson to get a business degree and an agricultural degree so that she can open her own herbal shop and raise copious amounts of pugs. Sierra lives by the phrase, "For every minute you're angry, you lose 60 seconds of happiness," which is evident by her always brightly shining smile and hair to match. She would like to thank her mom, dad, Rory, her friends, and her pug. 10 times out of 10, she says she would have chosen the early college and would like to thank the entire ECF staff for making high school not as scary or as stressful as it could have been. Best of luck, Sierra. I know you will do great. Maria Cateriana. After graduation, Maria plans to attend the University of North Carolina at Greensboro. She is a member of the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society, the National Honor Society, Crosby Scholars, and the National Society of High School Scholars. She attributes her time here at ECF to becoming more organized and academically responsible. Maria would like to thank her parents and teachers for all of their support and for always encouraging her to do her best. Her words to live by come from the 3rd chapter of the book of Proverbs. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your paths straight. Congratulations, Maria. Shadia Garrison. While at ECF, Shadia Garrison has been actively involved in a wide array of extracurricular activities, including Simply Service, Voices from High School Theater, and Youth in Government, where she was a mock trial all-star team competition winner. She is also a member of the National Honor Society and a faithful volunteer at the Ronald McDonald House, Soup Kitchen, and Children's Ministry. This fall, Shadia plans to attend NC State University to major in international studies, computer science, or business administration with a concentration in finance through Alexander Hamilton or Ben Franklin Scholars. She would like to thank all of the awesome ECF faculty and staff for doing what they do. Thanks to her family that helped her through the stressful college application process and the even more stressful decision of where to go. And a special thank you to all of her friends for putting up with her over the years. Congratulations, Shadia, and go Wolfpack. Matthew Hewitt. During his time at ECF, Matt Hewitt has earned the recognition of being on the Dean's List, President's List, as well as being inducted into the National Honor Society. He has competed in the High Point University math competition with us and has been awarded the High Point University Presidential Fellowship. In addition to his academic achievements, Matt played JV basketball and varsity soccer and even played on the winning team of the 2013 Forsyth Cup Championship. After graduation, Matt plans to pursue a degree in accounting at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill with the goal of obtaining a master's in accounting and becoming a CPA. He would like to thank his parents for giving him this opportunity, his teachers for pushing him towards success, and his friends for assisting with the process. I'll leave you with his favorite quote: "Without valuers, nothing would be valued. But it neither follows that valuers are valuable, nor that the items are only valuable if they happen to be valued." Best of luck to you in the future, Matt. Jesse Larned. While at ECF, Jesse has actively served as the director of the Voices from High School Theater, was a member of the Crosby Scholars Program, and was chosen as a finalist in the Poet Laureate competition. In the fall, she plans to attend the University of North Carolina at Greensboro to become a teacher. She would like to thank her mother, father, and her teachers for supporting her throughout high school. Especially thanks to Mr. Green, Miss Morrow, and Miss McDaniel for helping her get into college, and Mrs. Cook for helping her and supporting her with her starting Voices from High School Theater. And of course, thanks to her friends. Congratulations, Jessie, and good luck at UNCG. Becca Yoder. After graduation, Becca plans to transfer to the University of North Carolina at Asheville. She is a member of the National Honor Society and Crosby Scholars programs and is thankful for the mature learning environment and the ability to bond with teachers that ECF has provided her. She would like to thank her mom and dad, who have always supported her decisions, as well as her brother and sister, who have provided her with wisdom. Also, Becca would like to add that every teacher at ECF has had a great impact on her life and has helped shape her into who she is today, and that the ECF class of 2014 is the best. Best of luck to you in your future endeavors, Becca. I've had the privilege over the past 2 years to be the advisor for the Early College Yearbook. And tonight I would like to recognize 2 special young ladies who have dedicated the past 4 years to helping create the ECF Yearbook. They have tirelessly poured their hearts and souls into each year's project, spending countless hours writing copy, showing up at each and every school event to capture photos, and seamlessly weaving the year's events into a cohesive collection of memories. I would like to congratulate Annie Maya and Brianna Thomas on another wonderful book and thank them for their dedication. The ECF Yearbook would not be what it is today without you two, and you'll be dearly missed next year.
Sorry about that. The Dallas Herring Achievement Award. The Dallas Herring Achievement Award is established by the North Carolina Community College System to honor the late Dr. Dallas Herring, whose philosophy of taking people where they are and carrying them as far as they can go is the guiding principle of the system. The award is given annually to a current or former community college student who best embodies Dr. Herring's philosophy. This year, it gives me great pleasure to announce that the Early College of Forsyth student, Alex Green, has received this award from the community college system. He will be recognized by Dr. Green at commencement tomorrow night at the Forsyth Tech graduation ceremony. With student, excuse me. Oh, Karen Weevil will now be giving our SCA and YAG advisor, I'm sorry, Karen Weevil, who is our SCA and YAG advisor, will be giving our SCA and YAG awards.
All right, SCA, the Student Council Association, known to the students as SCA or SCA, has a major impact on our school and the community. This award goes to a person who has helped make SCA a major success over the last 3 years that I've been here. She has helped to run meetings, be in charge of community service activities, run the school dance, and so much more. Without her help, I don't know how SCA would have survived this year or any of the other years. So without further ado, the Student Council Award goes to our President, Annie Maya, and our Vice President, Katie Armstrong. I couldn't pick just one. Thank you for helping me make... Thank y'all for helping me make Student Council a success, and I really appreciate everything you've done for SCA. Now, for Youth and Government, YAG, this is something I brought to our school last year. It's something I did when I was in high school, and also Miss Daniels. So it was something fun that we experienced in high school and thought, hey, let's get our students involved. It's with the YMCA, and it's Youth and Government. It's a 4-day conference where student delegates are able to do everything from writing bills and presenting them to prosecuting and defending criminal cases and everything else in between. This conference is pretty much a youth representation of what our government actually does. Over the last 2 years, the early college delegation has really been represented well at conference, and as a group, we won the Director's Award this past February. I had many wonderful seniors attend the conference and really shine. I would like to give an award to someone who has really fought for her bill and did so well she even got it passed by the student government. This is my best first-timer as a senior award to Sierra Bertine. Thank you all for participating in the conference and representing ECF so well. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Portia McDaniel. I'm the Early College Liaison, and I have the pleasure of reading some senior bios tonight. First up, Estella Gomez. While at ECF, Estella has been an active member of Crosby Scholars. In addition, she has successfully completed 4 years of Latter-day Saints Seminary. She plans to attend Brigham Young University in Ohio in the fall and major in family and consumer science. Estella feels that ECS has challenged her and prepared her for college, and that the faculty and staff have been supportive and caring. She would like to thank her teachers and Ms. Cook for making this possible, her parents for always being there, and her grandmother for her words of wisdom, her church leaders for setting a good example, and her fellow students for making her experience at ECF unforgettable. Danielle Winter. While at ECF, Danny has received many honors and awards for academics. She's been an ECF Junior Marshal, a Forsyth Tech Marshal. She's received President's Honors List for 10th through 12th grades. She has been in the National Honor Society and Phi Theta Kappa. Danny was the Poetry Out Loud School and District winner. In the community, Danny received the Human Relations Award. At ECF, she is the founder and leader of Sisters to Stop Trafficking and co-founder and president of Simply Service. She is also an honors math tutor. Next year, Danny plans to attend North Carolina State University as a Park Scholar and University Scholar. She plans to major in biological engineering with an environmental engineering focus. Danny would like to thank her parents, Ms. Cook, Mr. Green, Ms. Grove, her youth pastor, and all of her teachers and instructors at ECF and Forsyth Tech for her success. Frances O'Boyle. While at ECF, Frances has achieved academic success. She's a member of National Honor Society and has been accepted into all of the 6 universities that she applied to. She has been an active member of Hope Community Church, having been on mission trips with them for the past 5 years. Frances has been volunteering as an assistant dance teacher every week for a class of 4 to 7-year-olds. In the fall, she plans to attend Appalachian State and major in special education. She would like to thank her mom, who's her hero, her church, Ms. Cook, and her teachers. Miles Fisher. While at ECF, Miles played Ebenezer Scrooge in the 2013 charity performance of A Christmas Carol. He did a great job. Miles is grateful that most of the teachers he liked have stayed here. His favorite quote is, "My life may be a mess, but I'm the one making it." Miles would like to thank his friend Luke for helping him make a good decision in environmental science. Randy Burchett. Randy would like to say thanks for the education. She plans to continue it at Appalachian, where she hopes to receive a degree in sustainability. She then plans to go to UNC Charlotte for a master's degree. One of the things she liked best at ECF is the humor she got. Tatiana Telez. While at ECF, Tatiana has also been a member of Crosby Scholars. She is proud that she won 5th place at the Wattpad Awards for her story, Raven Assassins. In the fall, she plans to attend Appalachian to study journalism and political science. Then she wants to get a job and have fun. She appreciates all of her friends she has made and how much the teachers care, and they're super cool. She would like to thank her mom and dad for always pushing her with her academics to strive to do her best and for helping to pay for college. She appreciates Miss Daniels' duty and Miss Smith's help me a lot. She also would like to thank Miss Cook for being the best principal ever. Haley Thompson. While at ECF, Haley has done commission artwork for people and sold her work online. After graduation, she plans to pursue her passion for art by attending Guilford Tech and studying graphic art and video game design. The thing that she has enjoyed about ECF is that the staff and students have become really close, like a family. She would like to thank the staff for their help, her friends and family for sticking by her through hard times, and especially her mom for being her rock.
We now have Forsyth Tech, a Forsyth Tech Award. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Dr. Susan Phelps, who's the Dean of Educational Partnerships. And without her, this school would not be possible. She was institutional in writing the planning grant for getting us there, and she gives us so much support and provides us with a great partnership and anything that we need from Forsyth Tech.
Y'all are pretty much of a wild group here, I tell you. I'm impressed. Oh, man. Y'all are the third class, and I am so proud of each and every one of you. I have to give you my congratulations tonight because I will not be with you for your graduation tomorrow. I apologize sincerely, but I'm going to see my daughter graduate from a university, so I will not be with you guys tomorrow, but I want you to know my heart is with you. And I asked Portia to stay up here and help us. And I'd like for Martha Pierce to come on down too. I asked Portia McDaniel and Martha to stay down here with me because we are the college side of what happens to you in the early college. We have served as your advisors. We've tried to guide you for your college classes. And I have a before and after here. Martha started with you as the early college liaison, and now she's my professional and staff assistant to help with advising students and working with you. And then Portia McDaniel came on halfway through y'all's career. So I've asked them to stay and help give out this award. I'm giving 2 awards tonight. One is the Dean's Award that goes to a senior who has come the farthest in 4 years. Now, y'all aren't supposed to know who this person is, so I won't give it away. This person started out in the 9th grade with weaker academic skills, who questioned whether he or she would ever be successful in college classes, who arrived that first semester maybe a little bit too silly or immature, some of that kind of behavior, who didn't bring in the strongest record from middle school, who didn't make the easy A's or B's, who persevered no matter what, who consistently came to class and did the work, and has developed into a leader. The Dean's Award honors the one senior who represents what early college is about. Taking a student who has started out as that struggling, immature middle schooler and who has matured into a successful, competent college student. This year's award goes to the student who has shown the most growth from the fall of the 9th grade to the 12th grade spring. A student who is now very capable of facing whatever curveballs life may throw his or her way, and is launching this person onto their next step. The 2014 Dean's Award goes to Mitchell Harris. Okay, we're going to do a little reverse here. I want y'all to stand up and thank your parents for helping you through this process. Thank your parents right now. I gave y'all an excuse to stand up, okay? All right, now we're going to flip the coin and we're going to thank a faculty member, staff member, instructor, teacher for what they've contributed to helping you through this process. The person that we are going to award this to tonight is an early college instructor, faculty member. They are compassionate. They are sturdy. They have academic integrity, and they expect the same thing out of you guys. They have understood what it's like to be a brand new, scared young student like you were when you came in the door a few years back. They took the risk to come to this early college when we first started it, when we were hiring teachers to come and be your teachers for this program. They love students. They give of themselves to each of you every day. And they've stood by all of you students. He loves you so much. Come on down, Mr. Paul Von Savage. I think we made a good choice. Did we make a good choice? I thought we did. You are an exemplary teacher and quite the role model, and we could not have done this early college without your contributions. I really appreciate personally what you've done to help us out with this whole program and all the students. Thank you. And good luck tomorrow. Don't anybody trip going down the stage, okay?
Senior biographies. Elizabeth Moody. Elizabeth lists as an academic achievement is being a Crosby Scholar since 6th grade. Community achievements and service awards include having joined the Civil Air Patrol in 11th grade, part of honor staff at Drill and Ceremony Academy 2014, made command chief for this year's summer encampment, chosen as the Air Force Association Cadet of the Year, has been first sergeant for the Winston-Salem Squadron for 5 months, presently working on her private pilot's license. Postgraduate plans include to attend Fayetteville State University with a full ride, to study nursing and do Air Force ROTC for 3 years and leave with a commission as a second lieutenant in the Air Force. Her favorite quote comes from Dr. Seuss. If things start happening, don't worry, don't stew. Just go right along and you'll start happening too. Special thanks, first and foremost, to, and I'm quoting, my mom and dad, Mrs. Cook, Mrs. Irizarry, you got me through, to my family, sisters, to my CAP family for keeping me calm, and to all of the people in my village. Elizabeth Moody. Sam Turner. Sam's academic achievements include a 4.0 GPA until that first B last semester. Darn you, physics. A score of 35 on the ACT, third-degree black belt in Taekwondo, an instructor in this Taekwondo school, a total boss at hula hooping, never lost at the School Olympics. Sam plans to attend North Carolina State University and study chemical engineering, and he says, if I can survive the program. His favorite quote comes from Bill Nye. Everyone you will ever meet knows something you don't. Something positive about his ECF experience. ECF is like a family to me. Everybody knows each other, and sometimes your best friend can be a teacher. He wishes to thank the following people for his success. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for never asking for perfection, but only for me to try my best. Sam Turner. Annie Maya. Wow. Annie's academic achievements include being a junior marshal, being on the dean's and the president's list, Summer Ventures in Science and Math finalist, class president 2010 and 2012, Youth in Government recognition for news article on Moral March, and the National Honor Society. Athletic achievements, and I'm quoting Annie, sports are for the weak of mind. Community achievements, no awards, but she has been volunteering at the Ronald McDonald House for almost a year. Postgraduate plans, to run with the pack. Annie's favorite quote is, I'm not saying everything is survivable, just everything but the last thing. Something positive about her ECF experience, free donuts on Valentine's Day. Annie wishes to thank the following. First, to my parents. Thank you for inspiring me to make a difference in the lives of others and for teaching me about the importance of hard work and sacrifice. To the teachers of ECF, thank you for teaching me that friendship transcends the boundaries of age. You are the reason why I can call ECF my home. To my friends, thank you for everything. Thank you for always listening and encouraging me to go for what I want and stopping me from making dumb decisions and helping me to make dumb decisions. Thank you for the smiles and the laughs and the tears and the experiences. To the class of 2014, thank you for being the best graduating class ECF will ever have. Adam Kent. Adam lists as an academic achievement, maintain a 3.2 GPA. Athletic achievements, participate in various forms of martial arts, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Tai Chi, and Southern Shaolin Kung Fu. Community achievements, Crosby Scholars, voted most likely to brighten your day in the yearbook, and the 2014 Prom King. Postgraduate plans, Adam plans to attend UNC Asheville and major in psychology. Favorite quote, when bad things happen, I know you want to believe they're a joke, but sometimes life is scary and dark. That is why we must find the light. BMO from Adventure Time. Positive ECF experience. The faculty cares here, whether it be about your education or your well-being, and that has helped me tremendously throughout high school. Adam says, and I quote, I would like to thank my family, my friends, to the faculty, and especially Mrs. Cook for all of their support and caring throughout the years. Adam Kent. Wendy Hernandez isn't here, but she lists as her academic achievement, multicultural club, post-graduation plans to attend either UNC Greensboro or Winston-Salem State University. Favorite quote, strive not to be a success, but rather to be a value, by Albert Einstein. Her positive ECF experience, it has been an amazing and challenging experience. Special thanks, and I quote, I thank my mom and my teachers and my principal. Wendy Hernandez. Mariah Phibbs. Mariah lists her postgraduate plans to attend Salem College, study psychology, go on to get a master's and become a psychiatrist, or, if I get lucky, become a TV writer and one day write my own show. Her favorite quote, if that's a veiled criticism about me, I won't hear it and I won't respond to it, Lucille Bluth. Positive ECF experience, able to make my own schedule so I could sleep in the mornings. Teachers who knew their students and having freedom that I would not get at other schools. Special thanks, and I quote, my parents for everything they've done, both of my brothers for showing me the mistakes not to make when applying to college, to Mr. Green for taking care of the books I let him borrow, to Mrs. Smith for having interesting opinions and for letting everybody share theirs in class. Mariah Phibbs. Jayla Sanders. Jayla lists as her academic achievements a member of the National Honor Society and vice president, and having passed Mr. Green's class. Athletic achievements: can watch a whole series in 1 week. Example, watched all 8 seasons of Grey's Anatomy in 1 week. Postgraduate plans: catch up on Sleepy Hollow, Orphan Black, and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Favorite quote: I woke up like this, flawless. Beyonce. Positive ECF experience: Aisha always kept snacks in her purse. Tatiana Green was my Olivia Pope whenever I needed help. I was a phenomenal Grinch in the How the Grinch Stole Christmas play. Special thanks to God, to my parents, to the ECF faculty, to Mrs. Presley, to my ride or dies, you know who you are, and to my Aunt Charlene, Jayla Sanders.
So I should do this concert style. It gives me. We had Shrikar Alkareddy come to us, myself and Mr. One Savage, and he wrote an original rap for the class. For his classmates. We listened to it. I promise you it's clean. It's okay. If he does make it big, I'm going to be his manager. We'll have copies for sale next week, $10 a piece. No, I'm just kidding. It's in good taste, and we would like to play that for everyone right now.
High school's been a really great time. These 4 years have meant a lot. This goes out to you guys. Everybody's going their different directions. Some are going far, but don't forget these connections. It all started out in freshman year. Seeming like an outcast was my fear. Try to get along with whoever I could. Seeming like the smart kid wasn't that good. But then on one field trip I tagged along with a new group of friends whose bond was strong. Freshman year passed and sophomore year came. Making friends in good grades was my aim. Hanging on the courtyard was real fun. Meeting many people under the sun. Saw people come, saw people go. It really did suck, made new friends though. 10th grade was a blur, but that's alright. Still recall the laughs every night. We're number 8 out of 9. We didn't come close, but we still did shine. 12 competition was a blast. I kinda regret that it didn't last. Now to junior year, it was kinda stressful. Shout out to my homies who are really helpful. I'm really grateful for the things you've done. Compared to you guys, there are none. We really hung out in senior year. It was really great, it brought me cheer. We chilled at prom and it was the best. Who would have thought that I'd be so blessed? I'll be honest, I'll miss you guys. We'll be apart, but we'll still hold our ties. What am I saying? We'll still meet up. And when we do that, I'll ask what's up. So yeah, everyone's going to their own colleges. I wish everyone the best of luck.
Okay, so what is it, 10 or 11 o'clock? 12, right? I was thinking on the way over here, why didn't we start at 7? That's why. It's 9 o'clock right now. This senior class, there's so many things I can say that haven't been said already, but I'm not going to. No. I'd like to give you guys just some statistics about the class. We have 63 graduating seniors this year. When we started the class 4 years ago, there were 79, so 63 that have stayed with us. Out of the 63, 57 of them tomorrow night will be receiving their associate's degree. So we have 57 getting the Associates of Arts in 4 years. I'd like to ask, though, there are 5 students who are receiving both the Associates of Arts and the Associates of Science, if they'll please stand. 3, no, 4, there's one more? No? 4, okay, thank you. 2? Josh Post would have been the 5th if he was here tonight. First thing I'd like to say is, parents, thank you very much for allowing me to partner with you to support your child's education. You guys have really supported me over the 4 years, no matter whether that was a phone call home where you and I discussed something, whether it was a meeting in my office, whether it was meeting with your student, or whether it was allowing me to talk to your student at school. I really appreciate that. Students, why are you showing that now? Okay. Well, students, thank you. There's so many things I can say to you guys. I really am going to miss you. Just from different memories, I never thought as a principal, when you go ahead and go to meetings with other principals and they say how they have their multicultural club, their Spanish club, I'm standing there going, I have a Doctor Who club and I have a Harry Potter club. There's so many things. So there's probably in this class, I used to have in the first 2 classes I graduated, I had 1 or 2 assistant principals. In this class, I have about 6 assistant principals who go ahead and text me the night before, Ms. Cook, are you going to do this tomorrow? I'm going to miss that. I'm going to miss you guys bringing me bagels, bringing me Cinnabons, making sure I get all fat, going to Scarowinds with you guys, watching some of you play soccer, giving rides. Oh gosh, some of the philosophical conversations where some of these students teach me words, like the word I picked up this year was autodidactic. Beautiful. My 3 amigos, I'm going to call out Josh, Mitchell, and Taylor. Over the last 4 years, anything that has had to been carried to my car and carried back, they have helped me with, packing drinks, doing everything. You guys, I'm really going to miss you, and I love each and every one of you. And there are so many things that I could say, but I'm not going to because it's so late. So we're going to close. I'd like to do a couple of reminders for the parents. Tomorrow's graduation. Graduates need to be there at 10 o'clock in the morning. Parents, we are asking you to wait outside. Only the graduates are allowed to enter through the Windsor room. The doors to the Coliseum will probably open around 11:15, 11:30. So if you'll just go ahead and wait in the front lobby. And since the Coliseum is under new management, they asked me to remind you that there are no helium balloons allowed in the Coliseum. So if you have any helium balloons, please leave them at home for later. Sorry. On May 16th, we were going to the Dash game for their senior picnic. We are treating all the graduates if they want to go. The ticket was $15, but we let them know that if any parents or siblings or anyone wanted to come, special guests, additional tickets would be for sale. And if you let us know by Friday and pay for those by Friday, we can get you tickets. I'm sure they didn't tell you because they don't want you to come, probably. So I want to let you know that. But it'll be at the Dash baseball game at 7 o'clock on Friday, May 16th. How about one more round of applause for the class of 2014? Okay.